You've probably heard of a holding company before, and in this video, we're going to discuss what a holding company is and what its benefits are. So what exactly is a holding company at its basic level? Well, a holding company is a company that holds your interest in your assets. And this is kind of like a parent-child relationship. The holding company at the top is like the parent, and the asset holding company beneath it is like the child. And to give you an example, this works really well in real estate. You have the asset holding company below that holds title to the rental property. And on top of that, you have the holding company that owns your interest in the asset holding company. And what type of entity is a holding company? Well, in most cases, it's an LLC, but it can be a corporation as well. And when it comes to naming the holding company, ultimately it's up to you. And you could use the term holdings at the end of it if you so choose. And when is it beneficial to use holding companies? Well, holding companies help provide you with superior asset protection. And holding companies can especially help you in the event that you're sued personally. And we call this lawsuit the outside attack. So why is this? Well, in this case, the holding company provides an additional layer of protection between you as an individual and the assets that you own. And for a myriad of reasons, the best state to set up a holding company is in Wyoming because they have the best asset protection laws in the country. And I've done a few other videos on this topic, so make sure to click the link below for more information on Wyoming LLCs. And here's an important tip. It's best to have the holding company in place before you go out and acquire assets. And this is because if they're already formed, you can use your holding company to own your interest in the asset holding LLC. And when you have that holding company standing between you as an individual and your assets, it provides an additional layer of protection in the event that you're sued personally. Now, some of you may be asking, do you even need a holding company? Well, if you have valuable assets that are held in an LLC and you think that they're worth protecting, then in that case, I think you should have one. Here's some common questions that I get about holding companies. How many businesses can holding companies own? Well, in theory, they can own as many as you like. But our rule of thumb is when you have a holding company that owns 10 or 12 assets beneath it, it may be time to set up a separate holding company. Can a holding company own another holding company? Well, yes, they can. But if you have one holding company that owns your asset holding companies, both your attorney and your accountant will appreciate that because it makes their lives a lot easier. Because at the end of the day, it's best to keep the structure as simple as possible. Do you need a business license for a holding company? Well, ultimately, this depends on the state where it's set up. But if you set it up in Wyoming, then most likely you won't need one. How do you run a holding company? Well, a holding company is run the same way as if it were a regular business. You'd have a separate bank account for it, and you'd keep separate records for it. And on top of that, you would also follow the corporate formalities. But the benefit with a holding company is that it's a much more passive entity as opposed to an active trader business. And when it comes to making money from holding companies, what you do is you send money from your asset holding companies to your holding company, and then you send money from your holding company to you as an individual. And the reason here is because you own the holding company, and in turn, the holding company owns the asset holding companies. So it's very important to send money from the asset holding company to the holding company, and then from the holding company to yourself. And if you have any other questions on holding companies, please click the link in the description below and schedule a free 15-minute consultation with us. I also have a new book called The 5 Tricks to Teach Your Kids About Money. You can download the book for free by clicking the link in the description below. If you're looking to start a business, you can schedule a free 15-minute consultation with us at Corporate Direct by also clicking the link in the description below. And as always, please make sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment, and turn on that notification bell. And I should warn you, the contents of this video are not legal advice and no attorney-client relationship has been formed.